Thank you so much for watching Voice of the People TV. It's time for sports. We'll start the show by giving you update about the basketball world. But welcome again. I am Kizike, your host on the show to talk about sports with you. And David is just by the line. David, how are you? Good morning. Great to have you.
Very good morning to you, Kizzy. What a beautiful time to come talk sports again. I don't know. I'm always excited to be here because I know maybe by me and you.
Yeah.
If not by me and you, nobody here.
Yeah.
So for them out there that have taken the time to want to see this, we want to say thank you for being here all through the week to the Friday edition. That's why we say thank God it's Friday.
Yeah. Thank God it's Friday. Let's start the show from basketball. Nbbf in the news. The Nigerian Basketball Federation, Nbbf, has announced that the national women's team, the Tigers, will hold training camp in Ghana and the USA as part of the preparation for the Paris Olympic Games coming up. Now, this decision was made by the NBBF's recent executive meeting in Abuja, where a comprehensive program was outlined for the team's local international competition in 2024. According to the NBBF president, Alhaji Musa Gida, the board has approved a three-phase campaign plan for the Tigers in Nigeria, Ghana, and the United States to ensure the team is well prepared for the Paris Olympic Games. The Tigers faces a challenging group stage drawn alongside Canada, Australia, France, in what is dubbed to be the group of death. How well can we get on this?
It's interesting to note that the NBBF is really getting ready.
Yes.
They have a plan. But unfortunately, the NFF is not having any plan. So, you see, if the NBBF hopefully do better at the Olympics, we're going to celebrate them. The sports minister will be saying, oh, fantastic feat and all of that. But this is the body handling basketball coming out to say, this is the plan we have for these people. I mean, the Olympics is just a few weeks from now. Why are we trying not to even plan? Painfully, right? I'm talking about the NFF. But this, for me, is a laudable one. They're going to be camping in Ghana, US, and I think Canada, But then we're looking at it from the angle of saying, yes, the NBBF, the Nigerian Basketball Federation, has done a good job for the Tigers going into the Olympics.
Okay, so that's for the Tigers in basketball, but still we hope to see what comes to play. Quickly on the show, let's give you more updates about Rivers United, the MPFL. What is it about the MPFL? Rivers United will play a lot of games, and I don't know how this would go. Can they really contain the fatigue that we are seeing, just like a setback? Rivers United to compete, just to complete the backlog fixtures by May 18. And the news from the MPFL emanating, Rivers United will complete their backlog of fixture by May 18, allowing the Nigerian Premier Football League MPFL to resume after a temporal break. Now, announced by the Chief Operating Officer, Davis Naomi, in a memo to MPFL clubs, the pause is designed to give Rivers United time to catch up with the rest of the league, ensuring a level playing field as the season moves into its final 6 fixtures. Don't forget, it's highly very competitive. Now, the memo outlined that the league will resume with March Day 33 games on the weekend. That's for May 25, 26 respectively. The rescheduled fixtures for Rivers United are arranged to ease travel logistics, with game dates fixed based on the regional proximity of venues. Rivers United backlog includes away games against the likes of Remo Stars, Kora United, Sunshine Stars, followed by an away match against Abia Warriors, and then home tie against Niger Tornadoes. David, a whole lot of job to be done. And if they don't do it this way, I think I love to say that this one is cool, to see the MPFL Chief Operating Officer, Davis Naomi, doing well on this part and giving space. Because if you don't give the space for Rivers United, the league, we know how leagues used to be done in Europe when it's about going to an end. Every game will play same time, different venues. So they are trying to emulate that one. And if you don't do it this way, it means the Rivers United game will pile up. It's like that example of the league.
You might even not get a winner of the league.
You don't even know where their position.
It's just what it is, because now they are to play.
No, you can. It depends on where they are in the log. You can calculate if they are that so down.
If Remo Stars is close to Imba, and Remo Stars has 3 points, and they are still going to play Rivers United.
You don't know where they are.
So that's why I say it's still going to not determine the league. But I think it's a beautiful one, laudable to be precise. Davis Naomi trying so hard to make sure that the league gets to balance up, and then, like you rightly mentioned, games will now be played simultaneously, and there won't be any outstanding game that would disrupt the league. Well, a good part, which of course they've done, they've sent a memo around to the clubs in the league telling them, look, right now we need to get it right. And I kind of applaud it because, yes, it's a good one.
You know what I'm just thinking?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about what we talked about within a short period of time, the possibilities of 6 games and knowing who will be a winner at the rest of that.
Yeah.
That can only be done if the contenders, like it's highly competitive now, the contenders are far off.
Yes.
And you do your permutation or you do your calculation and see there's
also
no way.
You get 3 points.
Yeah, exactly. And you can actually get in the but let's see how that plays out. But quickly, let's talk about the World Cup women category qualifier. Our head coach, Bankole Oluwokere, has invited 25 players to the Under-17 Girls National Team Flamengo for next month's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifying features against Burkina Faso. The squad features 4 goalkeepers, 7 defenders, 7 midfielders, and 7 forwards. Harmony Chedi, who scored 5 goals in 12-0 aggregate win over Central African Republic in the previous round, is among the invitees. The 4th leg of the 3rd round feature will take place at the Stade for August in Ouagadougou of Sunday, May 12, with the return leg scheduled for March, and that's for Saturday, May 18. Now, the Mashina Bella National Stadium in Abuja also will be welcoming them. Then the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup final will be held in the Dominican Republic. And let's see how that goes. Preparation everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere. Everybody's preparing.
That's what it is. I mean, the Under-17 Female World Cup is close by. The Nigerian women are going to consistently dominate that one. I know.
Why are you giving it to them already?
I'm talking about the qualifiers.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's stopping it.
I'm just saying. Are you giving them a go like they are good? Are they ready?
Republic top 12 guy.
Yeah. There's no comparison.
You know what 12
it's Nigeria.
I'm just saying that they would do well qualifying. But at the World Cup, we wait to see if they will do well as well. But then I like the fact that they're also preparing well, just like every other person is preparing.
I love to ask this question. Are you a fan of John Eno? Because I can say maybe you're not a fan of the NFF president.
I'm not.
You're not a fan, I know. So are you a fan of John Eno, the sport minister?
The sports minister.
Would you commend him over time? Would you give him all of the accolades? Would you give him some acknowledgement for what he's done so far?
If I'm going to give
Because if you ask him what he's done, a lot of support. He's always there.
Well, the truth of the matter is, at that time where you need that support, get it, which is what I believe is a plus on the part of the Minister of Sports. But on administrating the sports, I still find it a big problem.
Okay.
A big problem.
You can, if you want to say that, are you going to put blames on him generally because he's the sport minister, or don't also forget
the bulk of the work comes to his table?
What about we know he's designated, like he's placed on this? Okay, this is you. Do your job.
Yes.
Do your job. Do your job.
There's something called overseeing. Oversee all of that, which is what he has given.
You don't think he oversees his job?
I honestly don't think so. Because
really?
if he's doing that, some persons in the Athletic Federation of Nigeria should not be saying right now that they are not getting support. And the Olympics is just few weeks away.
But wait, let's get it right. This same man you're talking about, because maybe I'm going contrary, or maybe I'm not seeing from where you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him like a 10 over 10. Some lecturers will not want to do that to their students. But I'm just saying that. Eno, right? We are talking about manager who will be the Super Eagles coach. The rest of the love talks are ongoing.
Right.
He is the man still saying, because it's looking like the organization is not born there. There's no sync.
Yeah.
We do not sync together. He's saying something different. The NFF is saying something different. The NFF is saying we want Dominic Torrent. They're saying Amunike. They're also saying Tony Conceição. This man is talking about having a say with the Pesero. So you see, because it's taking a lot of time. So I feel like we should give him some credit.
It's quite simple. The federal government are the ones paying this money. Let's start it from there.
Okay. He's the top man, Minister of Sports.
He's the one, let me use the word, he's the one paying the money.
Okay.
On behalf of the presidency.
Right.
Because like it or not, when people say interference of sports by government, it's not going to work in Africa. Last, the people paying the money are the ones dictating the tone. Now, if he says at this point, I think Pesero is still fine and we can still afford him, then I think it's just a matter of communication, telling the Musa Gusau-led NFF that, look, this is the situation. What you guys have given us, we do not subscribe to it.
Yeah, do you know, David, I'm talking about the organizing part. Do you realize that he's the one, like you said, the message goes, talk about the federal government, the face of His Excellency Tinubu in sports, we see is Eno.
Yes.
Generally, like the general word.
Yes.
Now, they're both saying different things. NFF is giving us 3 names.
Well,
Pesero is not there.
I'm not.
He's having talks are ongoing that he's seeing a Pesero representative.
So let's also cut the NFF some slack. It is just some quarters that are saying suggestively that the NFF are picking these 3 names.
What's the definition of quarters? What do you mean?
So,
like sources?
Some sources.
You think so?
I've not seen the NFF. I've not seen the NFF in any of their websites or social media page say these 3 people are the ones we are looking at. No, they've not said that point blank. But some quarters around them are suggesting it.
I know of a media outlet, I wouldn't want to call the name, quoting Guzal, saying, he said that these 3, a lot of applicants, but these 3 are the major ones. And I think that same write-up had Harvey Reina. They said the underdogs who did not get close, they need to judge Harvey Reina. I can't recall the other name.
Okay.
You know, so it's just that miscommunication.
No, but what I'm trying to say in essence is because the NFF has not openly come out to say these 3 are the ones who have shortlisted for the Ministry of Sports to pay. Right. Because that's where we're going. Yeah. The Ministry of Sports are the ones to pay. And again, what part about the situation is the fact that you were mentioning if we're going to give a 10 over 10 to Minister of Sports, John Eno. I honestly think it's a communication thing, which is not coming on well. The communication is not communicating, if there's any word like that. But my point is, if, as it stands, the Federation is not understanding the body language of the Ministry of Sports that is saying, let's stay with Pizarro for continuity's sake, then there is a problem. I hope FIFA will not come out again and say there is interference, because even FIFA, we know there is interference in FIFA. Okay, so that's just what it is. We still wait to know how that come out to play. That's just ours. What do? We come on your TV screen, talk about this, give you all of the update because we want you to know how it's unfolded. As it stands now, nobody should battle that with you. We don't have a coach at this point for the Nigerian senior national team. Talking about the biggest brand of football. The biggest brand, like he's already said. Okay, so let's quickly go talk about the EPL. Did you see what happened yesterday in Amex? It was about Manchester City trashing Brighton and Hove Albion, 4-0 at the Amex in Thursday's Premier League game. Thanks to goal from dominant Win City. City goes second on 76 points, just 1 point behind leaders Arsenal with a game in hand. I said it, you don't want to give the space to a club side like Manchester City. A brace from Phil Foden and a goal each from Kevin De Bruyne, and then Julian Alvarez secured the win for City. De Bruyne gave City the lead in the 17th minute, while Foden added the second goal on 26th minute. Now, in 34th minutes of that very game, Foden got the second goal to put his side 3-0 ahead before Julian Alvarez got on the 4th goal for City. That's 62 minutes. Now, up next for City is a trip to Nottingham Forest, and don't forget, Nottingham Forest are winless in the last 3 games. Big game, big outing. I love to say, you don't give a star like a City space to be on top. And sometimes you don't give some managers some space to go on top of you or go on a break and come back and recuperate. What you saw yesterday, I recall a radio show, it wasn't me on air, it was the Dozy, right? And Dozy had a lot of conversation with the people on the outside, and he opened the phone line and he was beeping and he got on calls and he was saying, what do you make about the scoreline in Amex? A lot of people were saying they call it wish, we wish, and all of that. At the end of the day, 4-0. Do you see that scoreline coming up? If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Oh, okay. Very interesting part is that I felt it was going to be a tight game. You were thinking? I felt so. But right. I don't know. Something just did not play right at the Amex yesterday. De Zerbi is a manager that we believe has a tactical. They were playing good and conceding. Do you understand? They were playing good and conceding. I just felt something was just wrong yesterday because it wasn't like they were playing badly. Yeah, true. They're playing well. Very comfortable, confident. Conceding and silly errors here and there. I mean, one part of football that you would never, ever take away is if you don't take your chances, you get punished. It goes. But is the City game, I mean, Nottingham Forest relegation threatening side, how would it go on
regarding the fact that they've missed out on 3 games winless for Nuno Espirito Santo?
Painfully, our brother is there. Taiwo Awoniyi is still there. And
Ola
Aina is also there. Would they be relegating? It's still a fight for who stays in the league. But my position is they've not had it good in the past 3 games. They've not won any game in the past 3 games. So the champions going over to Nottingham Forest, that's like a walk in the park. But of course, like I always say, football is like biscuits.
Right.
You don't know where it's going to crack from.
At this point,
there's a possibility.
That's the possibility. But do you have someone you're rooting out for? I know you're a Manchester United fan.
Yeah.
And there's no way you're coming close. You're not coming any close at this point. So let's be realistic and factual. Is there any team you're looking out? Because I don't know. Can we write Liverpool up? Are they still contenders? Liverpool, right?
Liverpool for me, after that game against Atalanta that they lost.
In Bergamo? Oh, okay. At Anfield, you mean?
At Anfield.
The first one.
The first one. And then the second leg, and then they crashed out. I saw a Liverpool team that became depleted.
Okay.
And that also showed even in the Everton game.
Right.
Liverpool is out of it for me.
You sure?
My personal opinion.
So now Arsenal 7-7, just 1 point. City adrift. Arsenal just 1 point. And City have a game in hand.
City is beatable.
City is beatable. Who will beat City? Is a question.
City is very beatable.
Who will beat City? Have you looked at the games left for Man City to play?
Painfully, they have very not so heavy,
game, right?
Not so heavy teams to play. And that's where my fear for Arsenal still remains. They're still playing a Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
That would.
And City will still play Tottenham Hotspur the last game.
So it's quite dicey. It's who would allow City?
So the league is still open?
Quite open.
For what club? 2 clubs?
Yes, Arsenal, Manchester City.
All right, so the league is still open for 2 clubs. Not me saying though, but just what David has rightly said. Well, let's talk about one man, Victor Osimhen. The question is, who do you look up to? Who is your role model? Do you have a mentor? And Victor Osimhen has been tagged and linked up with Didier Drogba. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has created and credited former Chelsea legend Didier Drogba as a significant source of inspiration for his football career. Now, in an interview with Report, Osimhen mentioned that Drogba's physical style of play has always motivated him. Osimhen's admiration for Drogba is reflected in his performance on the field, and he has also become one of Europe's most sought-after striker. With 13 goals in 21 appearances for Napoli this season, the Nigerian international continues to make name for himself in the world of football, generally drawing attention from top European clubs. Victor Osimhen, Didier Drogba, we saw the outing. Drogba likes him a lot, actually.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Osimhen is still a young man.
Drogba, for me, is a player that a lot of young players look up to.
Right.
I wonder where Jackson got his own inspiration from.
I don't know what you're saying. You got me blushing, but wait, don't go there. Nicholas Jackson. I don't know. I'm Ivorian as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He doesn't strike like an
African player.
Honestly,
he needs a tutorial on the shot power. He doesn't have a shot power, I think.
Is it your shot power?
He needs to work on himself. Technically, he's got drives. He knows how to make some runs.
Yeah.
He take on players. He has a link-up play quality.
Yeah.
So, but we don't want to rate all of these things because in our head you are a number 9. You are a striker. What gives you record in Europe is you need to score goals.
Exactly.
So we can't talk about Nicholas Jackson.
And it's quite unfortunate. But then for Victor Osimhen saying Drogba is his mentor, it is visible.
Right.
I mean, when you see a Victor, you always want to say, okay, you can marry both together. Drogba is that striker that you would never want to look away from.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of defenders had Drogba as a major worry.
Right.
He's lanky, he's big, he's physical, and the same thing with
aggressive.
Very aggressive.
It's very, very hard for defenders to stop.
I mean, if you're a defender, you don't want to play DJ Drogba right in front of you. But then it's a beautiful thing that he's come out to say that.
I think I've heard a lot of European defenders come to say that that once you move past Osimhen, or Osimhen moves past you, you feel the heat. Osimhen does not look. I mean, how do I say it? His gameplay, he doesn't have his look. Do you get my point?
But he's quite physical.
Yeah, very aggressive to defenders. That's the only way to survive in Europe. So.
Exactly, and that's why I believe that a club like Liverpool, Arsenal, would be a very, very good place for him to enter and get some amazing game time.
Okay, so let's talk about club football, but just you need to know you're still watching Voice of the People TV right here. This is the Sports Republic show, and it's about a man called Jerome Akor. Adam is the name again, the other name. He's been confident, optimistic about his future with the Super Eagles. A lot of players out there who wants to play for the national team. You don't just say you want to play for the national team. You need to understand that it's our responsibility. Now, Montpellier striker Jerome Adams is optimistic as he's just vying for a chance to join in the Nigerian national team, the Super Eagles, in the nearest future. Despite not scoring since November 2023, Ako has been consistent in his game, always on the club side, netting 7 goals in first 10 games. The 24-year-old forward expressed his eagerness to represent Nigeria and acknowledged the depth of talent in the national team, particularly among the strikers. In an interview with Report, Ako started some games for Montpellier, and this time around he has come to say that once he's invited to join the Super Eagles, he will seize the opportunity to prove himself on the international stage. David, everybody wants to play for Nigeria.
So here we go again. If this young man is saying...
This guy's face is even looking hungry.
He looks exactly the word.
Yeah.
Very hungry.
He looks hungry.
And this is why the NFF is supposed to at least
the producer is not doing justice.
Games.
The producer behind the scene is not doing justice. He brought it close so we can see the face. Yeah.
Like he looks very hungry. In fact, this guy look at best to say, if he catch you as
yeah,
a defender...
but the part he talked about, he said, we have a lot of players, Desire, Cyril, Oseni, Boniface, Terry Murphy. You want to keep counting players up there?
We have too many.
Is there any space for him?
There can be. And how do
That's also
how do we see his kind of play? Organizing.
He's actually a physical player too.
Organizing international friendly games during the window.
Give opportunities.
Let these guys come and play. I mean, the game against Mali and Ghana for me was supposed to be a revelational game.
Yeah.
Not a...
It was a friendly, an international friendly.
Not a same of the same, come and play, come on, man. But then, hopefully, we'll get to see him very soon.
Okay, so we give you more update about club football. Nathan Taylor reveals challenges after leaving Arsenal. Nathan Taylor, the winger of Bayer Leverkusen, admitted that leaving Arsenal at a young age was a challenging and embarrassing experience. Taylor spent a decade honing his skill at the Gunners Academy before being released back in 2017, a moment that he says was difficult to overcome. After leaving Arsenal, Taylor faced additional setbacks when he was turned down by both Reading and Norwich City. However, his perseverance paid off when he joined Southampton and made his Premier League debut. The 24-year-old Johnny continued with a move to Bundesliga champion Bayer Leverkusen last summer. Despite the setbacks, Taylor's story is one of resilience and determination, proving that even in the face of rejection, it's possible to find your success. Do you know something?
Yeah.
As far as you are alive, David, there's hope.
Big fact.
See, it's
major fact.
It looks like it's not true, but that's the truth.
Major fact.
A lot of persons have given up on themselves.
True.
True. This Taylor story is taking me back to a Declan Rice 7 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 2014, 7 years ago, am I right?
Yes.
2014, he spent a lot of time with Chelsea Academy. He was like the next man that, okay, what we need to do is just retain this man, keep him back with the team, and let's work with him. But Chelsea sluggishly, reluctantly, and daftly sold him off. And they sold him off, no buyback, as academy player.
Yeah.
And he left. Now, Nathan Taylor standing his ground with all of the setbacks in life. How many players would undergo this process that wouldn't give up?
The beautiful part is he never gave up.
Yeah.
Which is what you just lastly mentioned now. Not giving up and believing that you can achieve it is... Believing you can achieve it should be the major driving power for you not giving up.
Should motivate you every day.
And for me, I honestly think that right now, Nathan Taylor is happy for it. A champion in Germany. And I can tell you for free that even if he's not moving away from Germany, some other club sides are looking for him to get his... he's been very present, very present with, what's their name again? Bundesliga champion Bayer Leverkusen. And yes, we're hoping that he gets better from here on.
I think Bayer Leverkusen are doing well for themselves.
Oh, yes, of course.
Do you know what they did? Last 2 seasons, they sold Diaby. Last 2 seasons, they sold... Last 3 seasons.
Yes.
They sold Kai Havertz.
Okay.
Diaby was last 2 seasons.
Oh, yes.
And Diaby was the best player in Bayer Leverkusen. And they sold this guy, and now they are still playing. Consistency is key. Are you surprised to see a street renamed over his name, Xabi Alonso?
Well, again, you just rightly mentioned it, consistency. And I also like the fact that the Bayern Leverkusen hierarchy have kept faith with Xavi Alonso to this point,
and
which is the reason why
he's
giving them that loyalty.
Yeah, he's saying that
stay
he keeps some of the players. Would that be okay?
Oh yes, that would be another beautiful
like
thing.
7 players.
That would be another beautiful thing to do. I know, yes, Bayer Leverkusen might want to cash out on some of the players, which is very, very normal for a club side like Bayer Leverkusen. If it was to be a Bayern Munich, you might not be seeing such move happen.
Yeah.
But a Bayer Leverkusen side that wants to feel, okay, at this point, we're champions, let's make money as well. Which is, I mean, the books should be corrected and the books should be, gotten right. I hope that next season, seeing them at the Champions League is going to be a beautiful one.
Okay, so we're just hoping. We're going to say Bayer Leverkusen with time, but quickly, let's give you a transfer update. Kelechi Iheanacho in the news set to leave Leicester City on free transfer. I don't know how this would go, but it's been a long time we saw Kelechi Iheanacho play football. He's been playing second fiddle, and nobody wants to settle for less, like the Iruka brand would say. Now, Kelechi Iheanacho has been tipped to leave Leicester City on a free transfer at the end of the season. The Nigerian international's contract with Enzo Maresca will expire at the end of June. Now, the Foxes talk about Leicester City are unlikely to offer the forward a new contract. The 27-year-old has struggled for game time since returning from the 2023 African Cup of Nations. The 27-year-old scored 6 goals in 25 league appearances for Leicester City this season. Poor.
Very poor.
Well, how many games does he play in the season? Or how many games has he played so far?
He just found out he played 24, 24.
25 league games.
And 25, right?
Right.
And he scored how many goals? 6 or 7
Yeah.
goals. It's a very poor fit. But how was he used? Let's start from there. We're not even going to make a case for him because, yes, right here at Voice of the People, we are the voice, the real voice.
Do you want him to leave?
Should he leave? I think he should leave.
Because he's not getting space. Maybe Didi's playing almost every game.
He should rejuvenate his career with some other club side. Hopefully, when they make it to the Premier League, that would also help him gain another momentum to get bigger clubs.
Are you saying he should stay?
Of course. Stay for the now. When they make promotion, of course, he's going to leave on a free transfer.
Okay, so let's talk about the Luis companies. This one is an update for those really wanting to know what's going on with Barcelona. Is there anything like a U-turn? The word U-turn in football exists very well. Is Xavi in the news? I'll tell you now. Xavi has responded to a claim from the Spanish journalist that he knows the real reason the manager performed the U-turn and decided to stay at Barcelona beyond the summer. Now, it emerged on Wednesday evening that Xavi has decided to perform a dramatic U-turn to stay at Football Club Barcelona after holding a meeting with a club director. He had announced in January that he was set to leave at the end of the season, but is now due to honor his contract, which expires in 2025. Due to the club financial situation, club president Joan Laporta has was left with little option but to keep Xavi for another year, as they could not afford to pay his wages and bring a new manager on board. Now, Barcelona financial crisis has been well documented in recent seasons, with La Liga having to step in on multiple occasions. They reduced the club's salary cap by more than 320 million, that's pounds, in September, and then brought it down again to 175 million pounds in February. The club has been working under restriction for some time, following a number of huge transfer deals with financial mismanagement at Camp Nou. They have also had to pull several financial levers in recent transfer window yet. We talk about how Barcelona have been suffering. They're going down a whole lot of
problems. Presently calls them Sapalona.
But they are big. They're actually a big side in Europe.
A very big side. Let's not take that away. Very, very big side. But then this last season that is ending in a couple of weeks from now, we saw some players cut down their wage to want to play for them.
Yeah.
And then
Romeo, I recall Romeo added his money from his pocket and
just to play for Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's to say how big they are. But being in such financial crisis, again, I've always known that it's going to be a tough one to let Xavi go.
Right.
Who are they going to bring in? Can they pay
But from the onset, I've been saying it would have been a mistake.
To let him go?
Yeah, letting the Xavi go. Why?
Well,
why? What has he done wrong?
I think the guy is not so happy. If you check his body language, maybe
the players love him. They play for him. You see, David, it's quite different when your club or players in the club side are playing away from the manager's idea.
True.
But this ones, they love him.
True.
See Gavi's injured and Gavi's saying, please don't go. Pedri, who is struggling with injuries, saying, don't go.
Yeah.
What's his name? The man that made a move, the LK Gundogan, said, I came here because of a Xavi. Watch Gundogan's play, the way he turns in the bin of the park.
The truth is,
just like a Xavi.
A lot of them actually believe in him. They believe in his style, they believe in his philosophy.
But don't you like him? His style of play is okay for me.
Personally, his style is very okay. I mean, I would subscribe that he stays, but of course, the financial situation would now mean that they might not sign any player by the end of the summer. And that is where Xavi is looking from, so that you guys don't get angry and say, you did not sign any player and you are not making progress in the league. But we're happy that he's staying for another season. And that is a beautiful, beautiful one for Barcelona.
Okay, so female football now. Let's go quick with this. Giving you updates. The Brazil legend Marta to retire from international football. You know the lady, the Brazilian international legend. Talk about Marta, the country's all-time record goal scorer. Announced she will retire from international football this year. The 38-year-old, she is 38, not 36. I mean, her face shows it, yeah. 38-year-old who holds the record for the most goals scored in both men and women football for Brazil, who had a remarkable career, is yet I'm very, very, very keen on retiring very, very soon. Now, also elsewhere, let's talk about the EPL, the English Premier League. Ethan Waitley becomes Manchester United 250th academy graduate. His name is Ethan Waitley, and that man is just making a history for himself.
He played on Wednesday, went to school on Thursday.
Right, to school. I see him going to school sometimes when they post it. Not like I see him. I watch on YouTube sometimes live. You see him walking to school, and sometimes they applaud him as well.
After that game on Wednesday, he returned back to school on Thursday.
This is what injury could do for club side. But away from those 18-year-old man's story, I could call him a boy. Don't call him a man. He's still a young boy. Now, Liverpool, how we can still win EPL title despite the defeat to Everton, and that's coming from Jurgen Klopp. He said his side need crisis at Arsenal and Manchester City to keep their Premier League title hope alive after a 2-0 deficit, and that was a defeat in the Merseyside derby at Everton. What next for Liverpool? How would they do it to Brad White and then Calvin Leary scored in that very game? We are going to wait to know if they are still vying for something. David Riley said they are no more contenders. Now, another coaching update quickly, still from Klopp to Arne Slot. Slot philosophy could suit Liverpool, and that's from Virgil van Dijk. Now, a lot of people have said that this one is a country thing. That Arne Slot is a Netherlands man. He's an orange man. You could call him the Holland man. And Virgil van Dijk is the skipper of Holland. So there is this connection. Will it work?
He's rooting for his family members.
He's rooting, yeah. But will it work? We don't see Arne Slot in Liverpool. Now, Ruben Amorim seems to be the pecking order. This man, are we going to see a third choice become a first choice?
Well, as it stands, one thing I know Liverpool would do is to try and give any manager they bring in time.
Okay, they do that a lot.
They do that.
They work with time, right?
I know they know the kind of manager either of these two guys are, but they would have to pick one that suits the style that Liverpool plays and give him time and support. That I'm sure Liverpool would do. Okay,
let's talk about tennis. Legend in the game, Rafael Nadal dominates in Madrid Open farewell. He just might not want to stop. Now, Rafael Nadal, in what could be his final appearance at the Madrid Open, began his farewell campaign over a crushing straight set win over American teenager Darwin Blanche. Now, the 37-year-old tennis legend needed just 63 minutes to secure a 6-1, 6-love victory against the 16-year-old opponent. Nadal's dominant performance comes amid speculation about his retirement after the 2024 season, just maybe. Now, despite the strong showing in Madrid, Rafael Nadal indicated that he will only participate in the upcoming French Open if he feels capable enough to compete. Now, in the next round, he's set to face Australian Alex de Minaur, who defeated Nadal in the second round of the Barcelona Open last week. Do you want to see him come back to do this? It took him just an hour to get this man off the road.
Do you know the age gap? 36-year-old, 16-year-old.
Yeah, it's I mean, quite lengthy.
I commend and applaud Nadal for winning that game because they play youngster.
Yeah.
Maybe old man, the boy didn't run any.
But he said something to the media yesterday before the game. He said, "I'm just doing this. Let me just play." It's not. He has won a lot.
Of course.
22 times Grand
Slam. Just for the love of the game.
Let me just do this. Let me.
The love of the game is super cute.
If he says it that way, it means he didn't really give his best yesterday.
Oh well, we wouldn't want to say that. I think he wants to still win. He's a Spanish person.
Right.
In Madrid, he wants to win.
Home at home. Yeah.
So I think he wants to win.
Okay, so congratulations to Rafael Nadal. What next? Time will tell. Alex Minor fight or game in the court. If that will come, we'll still keep you updated about that very one. But you're still watching. Thank you so much for staying here. We'll go on a break now. When we return, it will be time for analyzing a lot of the games played yesterday. But we'll start with what happened in Amex. Stay with us, don't go anywhere.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Welcome back from the quick break. Let's talk about the games played yesterday in Amex. Did you see those games played? I was a manager like a Pep Guardiola. I can say that the best manager at this point, not for the greatest, because there's a lot of banter. You're laughing. I know if I say he's the greatest man, if I say he's the greatest, if I give him the GOAT, you will go contrary. I'm just saying. Or will you support me?
Between a Pep and Ancelotti, who's won more trophies?
Yeah, you can say, but living legends now.
Both
like a Pep.
as a player and as a...
You don't want to do as a player and as a manager because you want to give a Carlo all of the credit. But I use the word now, for now.
Oh, well,
watch what happened yesterday. It was, just in case you didn't see that game, this man,
that was amazing.
I would want this one to come on the replay again. Okay, he's coming, right? With the head. Do you ever see Kevin De Bruyne coming with the head? Like, it was,
you know, when he did this, I just remember Robbie Van Persie.
Right. Oh, the World Cup goal.
My goodness, that was just what came to my head. And, well, yesterday, I faulted this tackle before this free kick.
Okay.
It was never supposed to be a free kick, trust me. I personally feel that the referee didn't do justice to the game yesterday. Look at this goal. What a deflection.
Yeah, it was a deflection, but, I mean, credit to City.
Big credit to City.
You know what I love what I saw yesterday? Julian Alvarez hasn't scored a goal for like 10 games.
Oh yes, and he
scored. But let's talk about Phil Foden.
Look at this error.
Yeah, they like to play from the back. Like, keep it on the puff. They like to play from the back. You watch it. This man is looking. That's, you know, when City is attacking you, everybody, what is the man here? So when they're attacking you, everybody's on you. They don't give you the space to play from the back.
Exactly. Even
though we know that De Zerbi loves to play from the back. But when you watch them play, watch the attacking. Let's get on move. Just watch it, David. You see that? There's a man here. There's also another man there.
Now, my problem, he would have dunked this ball here.
Maybe that would have been the best
option.
But
he chose to bring it here again, which is the problem. So if you come from here to this point, you have this man here, you have this, you have that.
And I mean, that all...
So it's not like we've choked you up and there is this person breathing at you.
You know something we saw in that game, if you saw that game? in the early hours of the start of the game.
Oh, yes.
This goalkeeper actually dreamed Julian Alvarez. So he felt like every day was like a Christmas thing, and he wants to do it again. Now Baliba almost got dispossessed, and boom, they got
Of course,
you.
Foden that doesn't wait for anybody to talk to him.
Well, let's talk about Phil Foden.
Yeah.
This man is young, and over time, look at his achievements. If you want to talk about his cabinet, not the city cabinet, personal of Phil Foden, how big it is?
For his game with what's the name, Brighton, he scored in all of the games.
Well, he's been on form.
He scored.
Foden has been amazing so far
against Brighton, and his form has been amazing. 22 years old, and delivering on the goods.
Who is even City's best player now?
You know, that's a big question I was asking myself yesterday.
So but in my mind, I have like two players. Who do you have? I have two players in my mind.
I personally would still go with Phil Foden.
Right. Would that be your final answer to say?
I don't want to pick a.
I think my point is that young man, Phil Foden. But Alvarez scoring yesterday was good to see.
He was excited. I mean, he just felt like, finally, I'm relieved.
Do you see? He was a Foden and he got off. Then next he was just there.
And then I faulted this particular
tackle.
The tackle there, yes. I don't know what the referee is making in that game. There was a penalty call. He did not. Of course, the VAR also. They just felt, nah, let's leave it and let's let it slide. But my point is,
cameras on that man. KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, the man that can actually get to assist you with more goals. He assists you like he gives you money. And that's how he's been. Pep Guardiola, the man you see on the screen, the first goal, he celebrated.
Oh, yes.
When the second goal came, it was just...
But the third goal for him was, okay, finally, we've done it.
You know that. You know why this Premier League is highly competitive, David? When you talk about the Premier League, because of games that Arsenal has played and the goals Arsenal have.
Oh, yes. Arsenal has...
Because he's thinking now somehow that it will get to a point
where the goals have to judge.
Exactly. The goal will not have to judge. So why not keep scoring goals? But for this man, scoring with the head yesterday.
Amazing, I must say. And for me, it was a beautiful one. But then, kudos to the City team. They got it right yesterday.
Okay, if you know you can't play well, that's on the screen. Why not try this? Don't do with what KVDB actually did. But lastly, let me ask you, Kovacic got a start. Will he win something this season?
Hopefully he should.
Okay, so lastly, let's talk about the Serie A, the Udinese game against Roma. Daniele De Rossi has been doing well for his club side, where he played, not really winning so much major trophies for Roma. Also playing alongside Totti, but we'll get that on the screen. Yesterday, Roma 2-1, the Serie A. I love what I saw. This Roma, this Pellegrini, everyone is talking about, Cristante, sorry. Everybody's saying Roma would likely be the team to stop Leverkusen in the Europa. You think so?
Well, they are in a good form, a very good form. But going away to Udinese have been struggling lately. They've been struggling lately. But then,
that was our man on the post, Maduka Okoye. Why are you laughing? He had great saves yesterday.
He had a fantastic game yesterday, for my personal opinion. But of course, his defense lets him down. And if your defense lets you down,
okay. So it's a Roma thing. They got the result right yesterday. But it's on this note that we officially come to the end of the Sports Republic show right here. But don't go anywhere. We have the midday news coming for 12. David, what a great show we had.
Thank you so very much for always having me. And of course, to everyone who did make it with us today, I want to say thank you. Have an amazing weekend ahead.
Okay, so have an amazing weekend. Let me take his word. But then also, thank you so much for staying by. Thank you so much for watching Voice of People TV. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. I remain Kizzy K, the only football player without a jersey.